So what are the awards that we're looking at?
Well, basically, I would like to thank DA Michael Jackson as well as Chef Granthum. They have been working with the Education and Talent Search Program, and recently there has been an increase in shooting, and what we've been doing is going around to the schools that we serve, talking to the participants about making good choices, about staying away from gangs and peer pressure. And would like to thank both of the gentlemen for taking time out of their busy schedules to entertain our 6th through 8th graders about staying away from gangs and making good choices, possible choices. Some of the schools that we did serve was Tipton, Durant Middle School, as well as School of Discovery. The Education and Talent Search served 875 students from 10 different schools. The schools are comprised of School of Discovery, Selma Chat Academy, Selma High, Tipton Durant, Southside High School, Keith Miller High School, Dallas County, Perry County, R.C. Hatch, and Francis Mary. But again, it's very important that we instill values into our young people in making good choices. And I would like to say again, kudos to D.A. Jackson as well as Chef Granthum for instilling knowledge and value in our young people. And like I often say, with quality information, hopefully they can make a quality decision during the summer months. And this is our way of trying to curb some of the violence within Selma and Dallas County.
And was this a program that's year-round?
Well, basically this would be our inaugural program. We're looking at instituting it, putting it into place for next year and years to come. Yes, ma'am. But this was the inaugural year that we started. And like I say, Chef Granthum as well as D.A. Jackson are stakeholders for the Education and Talent Search Program. And we have two key stakeholders within the law enforcement part.
I thank Mr. Bowie for doing it. It's a good program. It's a much needed program, especially the times we're in now. But I have to admit, I learned just as much as the kids did, I think. I learned as much from them as I did teaching them. But I think it's a necessity that we do programs like this. They only last about an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, but the message was life is about choices, the choices you make. And right now we have some people, good people in our community just making bad choices. So hopefully we can influence some of the things we said. Some of the topics we spoke on, Mr. Jackson spoke real heavy on gangs. He's real big into the gang thing. My thing was, I told him what prison life was like. I mean, I worked behind the prison cells for years and years with DOC and told him what that was. And we closed with that message to let them know, hey, your choices, you live outside the gates or you live inside the gates. It's up to you. And we got to quit using poverty and the makeup of our community as an excuse. I mean, I don't know how Mr. Jackson grew up or how Mr. Bowie grew up. I grew up real poor, extremely poor. Didn't even have running water when I was in high school. But I was able to, put those things to the side because what got me into law enforcement was when we were in junior high school, they took us to a jail. And I said, I made my mind up right then and there. I want to be on the other side. Didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew what I didn't want to do. I know what I didn't want to do, and that's be behind the other cell. But programs like this is much needed. A lot of these kids don't have the father figure in their home. Maybe grandma's raising them. Sometimes they only have the mother figure in their home. So we're not trying to replace the father figure, but it's some information that a man or somebody in law enforcement or a woman that's real firm needs to tell these kids. This is what you need to do. A lot of times they don't have guidance. They're out there making their own decisions, and they're being influenced by these gangs. So they don't have the family or a father figure or whatever in their life. The gang takes up for the family. And Mr. Jackson really drove that in as far as the gang stuff went. And it's big. And that's what a lot of our problems are now, retaliatory shootings for gangs. And that's what a lot of our problems are. So hopefully it'll stick. If we can just save one out of the 4 or 5 schools that we go talk to, we can just save one, it's worth a while. And the talent search has been around through Wallace College, and Mr. Bowie's been running it for years. So he brainstormed to come up with something we can do at immediate impact. That's what's actually happening in our community right now. And I think this is the excellent way to hit our youth and let them know that, the ball's in your court. Make the right stuff. And always the best decision in the most popular decision. And we try to instill that. You're going to lose friends, when you make the right decisions. Because everybody, if you're on top, a lot of people want to bring you down. They want to, tarnish your relationship with your family or tarnish your relationship with this, just to get you into that gang thing. So we just introduced them like this is the first one, but we're not going to stop. I mean, we're going to keep going. And I think we did that at the right time, right before they got out for summer, because crime always picks up during the summertime. So I think it was very important that we touched them. I think this program's going to grow. It's going to grow. Mr. Bowie's real active into our kids. And like I said, if we can just save one, I think it was worth doing. Thank you.
I too want to thank Mr. Bowie. He put this program together, got us all together, and talking to these kids, interacting with them. As the sheriff said, we also learned things too. They asked good questions. They were very attentive. They had a good sense of humor, but they knew the seriousness of what's going on in Selma. Most of our murders lately have been dealing with juveniles and minors and young people, young adults. And so this was an important time to really get this going, because it's starting to increase and it's getting warm. And the kids are trying to decide what they're going to be doing in life, and beyond just this summer, but what they're going to be doing in life and how important school is. I did emphasize a lot about the gang problem and why they should stay out of gangs, and emphasizing to them that here in Alabama, at age 14, you can get sent to prison, literally prison. I'm not talking about juvenile detention, I'm talking about prison. And that was driven home. I asked them what was the age. They all threw out different numbers, but and then one guy who said 13, he thought he should have gotten a present or some money. But I told him he was wrong with 14. But anyway, when you tell a child that at 14 you can go to prison with grown people the size of the sheriff or me or a big Bowie, then that scares them. Hopefully, some of them. Now, not everybody, but they enjoyed it. They came up to us afterwards and told us how much they enjoyed it. They took part in it, and that's the only way we're gonna solve these problems in Selma, is by talking to these young folks right now before they become adults. And I like the program. We're gonna spread it around as the years come and go. We're going to talk to more and more schools, talk to more and more kids, and get them on board looking at Selma in a positive way. So again, I want to thank Mr. Bowie. That's a very good program, and we're going to keep it going. Thank you.